And welcome to, well, what is essentially a week later, because I am terrible at keeping up with videos, not because of my own want or lack of trying, just simply where I took a huge hiatus from this game. I'm catching up with builds and equipment and a load of other stuff that I just don't have. Finally got 16 builds on character 1, I'm about 8 builds in on character 2, so I've got a lot to show off, and there's also a lot of optimizing, which is basically what's taking my time. And yeah, I don't want to say I'm burning out, but I'm slowly losing the will to live on this game, simply because, well, I'm of the opinion at the moment where there's no actual real decent games out there at the moment, other than, or at least with longevity, other than Division 2 and Monster Hunter, and I'm getting really bored of people calling me a cheater in Monster Hunter just because they don't know how a heavy bowgun works. But I digress. This is the tip of the spear setup for snipers. This is typically used in speedrun raids. There's also probably one of, if not the most powerful sniper setup in the game. And it does stupid things. You basically get a 40% damage increase, as well as having regenerative ammo for your TAC 50. God, that is so hard to read. Now, I've actually seen a lot of people do this in weird and wacky ways. What I am currently going to show you, although it's not maxed out, because I don't actually play this build too often, because in case you can't tell, I suck at sniping. Like, I'm really bad at it. I've got like one sniper build, and this is it. If you are wanting to watch someone of a pro tier do this, check out Rise of Brutality. He decimates floor 100, as well as the hunters on legendary with this build, and just wipes everything out, and it's beautiful to watch. He has a different setup. He uses the White Death rather than the M1A CQB, which you can see me currently trying to shoot now, simply because he is a headshot master and I am not, so I end up spamming. But overall, this is probably the strongest setup of this build. I've seen a lot of people use the gift or some form of Providence Defense backpack with vigilance on it. This is less damage, despite how you want to add it up. 3-piece tip of the spear gives 20% weapon damage after hitting an enemy with your signature weapon, and then plus 25% weapon damage with vigilance, 45%. Great. Using the tip of the spear backpack, you get 40% weapon damage after hitting an enemy with your specialization weapon, and it lasts a minute, which admittedly 45 is more than 40. However, vigilance, if you get hit, you lose the buff, so you're back down to 20% for 1 minute, along with the fact that using the backpack for tips allows you to generate 2 specialization ammo rather than 1 per minute. And in case you're unaware, the TAC 50 is the single hardest hitting pinpoint hit, essentially. So if you shoot one bullet, you hit one target. We're not talking about a grenade launcher here, we're talking about one bullet, one hit, typically one frigging kill. It's the hardest hitting thing in the game, basically. Pre-buffs as well, I want to point out. Like, 'cause you can buff using like a load of buffs and stacks and whatnot, and then use a pistol to hit like 300 million, which is absolutely nuts. But pre-buff, TAC 50, hit hard. But you only get your 40% buff after you've shot something with your TAC 50. So what happens then if you use that single most powerful weapon pre-buff with a 40% damage buff with another bullet? Because the buff you get from tip of the spear lasts for 1 minute, and you only generate 1 bullet every minute. But if you now generate 2 bullets every minute, that damage increase from that second bullet is essentially 67.3% more damage over using vigilance. Like, I'm not one to brag, but if or tell people what to do, but if you're using a backpack with vigilance on rather than tip of the spear backpack, you are doing it wrong. It's absolutely stupid how much just using the tip of the spear backpack actually gives you in just pure damage output. Like a lot of people, I had seen this build and was using vigilance with it until I met a certain person who was mentioned about 3 minutes ago, who makes this build look like a god tier trash talking 12-year-old on Fortnite. Literally just wipes the floor with everything. This is just the way to go. It works just so much better, you do so much more, and just having the ability to generate 2 specialization ammo at once rather than the 1 does mean that you are able to engage and re-engage with your TAC 50 at a lot quicker rate, whether that be between control points or between world events. Anyway, I am running the Nemesis just because it hits damn hard. I do struggle with it because I find it slow. If not, like me, use the Mantis. M1A CQB, I've got Boomerang on there. Probably should try and get one with Rifleman because this entire build is stacked for headshot damage. And obviously a D50 with Finisher because of the exotic holster we are running. 4-piece tip of the spear, 10% signature weapon damage, 10% weapon damage, and then obviously generate 1 round per minute, and shooting an enemy with your specialization increases all weapon damage by 20%. Tip of the spear backpack gives you another 20% and another round. Chain killer with perfect headhunter. I do have a lot of crit chance and crit damage mods on this to try and bolster my damage. For the M1A CQB, it should be headshot, but I suck at headshot. And obviously the Dodge City holster, which is where our panic button is. Something gets too close, swap to pistol, delete it. Because you are squishy, you don't have a lot of spam options, which is why I'm using the M1A CQB. And overall, this just works better. Again, just to clarify, weapon damage is increased by another 20% utilising the tips backpack, and you now generate 2 ammo per minute, and this will beat vigilance in any way, shape or form, just because 1, it's not cancelled out by taking damage. It's a permanent, well, I don't say a permanent, the condition for it is you shoot something with your specialisation every minute, not taking damage. You can take damage and the buff is still active. And obviously that extra bullet on the TAC 50 with another 40%. Anyway, good luck, have fun, don't die. It's bad for the health.